and here's what I'll add to it, but be memorable. Think about that. Less is best, but be memorable. Give them something to walk away with. Like, you may even remember, I don't know, when we go through or finish all this, there's a chance, if I were to say anything I've shared, you may remember my uncle in his hands. Because it was a story. You with me? Okay. So I would lean on that, you know, less is best, but be memorable, or be, you know, make sure what you're giving is really, really meat and potatoes. Okay, good.
Quick thing, that you might not even know this. So normally somebody wouldn't say this to you when they're shopping the insurance, but just because it sparked my interest when we were talking about rental, a lot of people will ask, do I need the enterprise insurance when I go rent a car? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do, because why are you going to pay for somebody else's car that you never get to see again? You get the insurance, let's say it's $30 a day, whatever they charge for it. You're going to pay that for the time of the rental. You rent the car for the week, you're paying $210 bucks. Great. And at the end of it, that's all you ever pay. If you total the thing, you go back, hand them the keys, have a good day, versus now you're on the hook on your policy and being surcharged down the road for a claim on a car you don't know.
Okay, yeah, so that's perfect example. So probably if we're leaning on the less is best, you would start and say that the coverage does extend to the rental car. The only coverage that does not extend is?
Begins with an L. Loss of use.
Yes, which is your rental.
Oh, right. There's also two. There's actually two with the rental car coverage. Okay, it's the only place diminished value actually does exist. So their rental car that's worth $30,000 when they hand it to you, you've now totaled it. Not even totaled it. You've damaged it. It's not worth $30,000 when they go to resell it in a few years. They charge you back for that. Okay. So the loss of retail value, that's the only place they do it. The rental car companies have the right under their contracts to charge you that, plus the loss of use.
So for the 3 days, it's out of commission, and they're not renting it for $50 a day.
That's fine. $150 you probably could absorb. Okay, but the thing is, you actually do substantial damage. They keep the thing out of commission for a month and a half, which I've seen this claim. So do the math on that, but then they're going to tag you with the diminished value on top of that. Now it's only going to be worth 10 or 12 or whatever.
Right.
And they actually send you a bill for that, and you have to pay it. It's just easier to get the rental car coverage. Technically, yes. Should I get the rental car coverage when I go to a rental car wherever I am? Absolutely. I buy it every time myself. Normally, if you say that, they're like, okay.
Bingo.
They don't ask why.
I was just going to say, you want to talk about being memorable when you tell them what you do. And you want a good line? My boss up in Philadelphia, I'm like the chef who eats his own food. You with me? Think about that. I'm the chef that eats his own food. This is what I do. I just was in Allentown visiting a sick family member. I rented a car. The only thing I bought is the collision damage waiver. It's because of what we've talked about. I don't want to have to deal with loss of use, diminished value, blah, blah, blah. That's very powerful when you can speak from that first person. Here's what my auto limits of liability are. Here's why I do what I've done. Here's what I do with my own insurance program, period. Again, that's going to be memorable. People will listen to that. Okay, what else?
I think we
pretty good.
Covered all the,
okay, so we now bless you, an insurance auto expert. You are good to go for auto.
Now, it's a little more difficult to understand because you're not role-playing. It's so much easier when you have the client hopefully feedbacking on the other side.
Right.
The thing I will tell you this is we probably need to develop, I think Amy will agree, we probably need to develop for you the silent on the other side of the phone. What do you do? Your tendency is to keep on explaining coverages, hoping that at some point somebody's going to say something. There's probably a better cutoff for you to say along the lines of, are you with me? Do you understand?
Does that make sense?
Shall we move on? Does that make sense? I know it does that make sense as somebody's big one. Because some of the people just sit there and not give you anything. And that becomes a really difficult phone call. So you probably want to, either after each coverage, if they're not giving you feedback, or if they've given you feedback and they stop, coming up with a Tonyism. You can use any of ours, feel free. But what works for you? I've given you like 92 lines that I use when we're spinning stuff. So
let's do this. Let's go high level on the carriers. So this will be good. So tell me,